with the shitty UFC Apex card on the rise, mid per usual, women main event, flyweight main event per usual, shitty, underwhelming. We gotta resort to other things. Other than this, Tony has died. Petition to strip John Jones. Not in that way. Of the belt, of course. 133,000 verified signatures. We're going to get into depth on this. Also, we got... hey, don't mind this. We'll get to that later. Jan versus Marcus McGee. I'm going to talk about this soon, but as much as it's a shitty fight, Marcus McGee, prospect, 36 years old, older than Petr Yan himself. Anyways, we're going to continue. What else we got? ESPN separating from the UFC. UFC is doing new negotiations with other streaming companies to see who wants to host their pay-per-views. And ESPN has been with it for so long, but the ESPN Plus overall is a shitty app, and they just fucking slam ads into your UFC pay-per-view. And in the UFC Apex cards, they just slam ads like crazy. That's basically what the Apex fight nights are for. Just for them to run ads the whole fucking time. But other than that, UFC Noche 320 is being moved to Las Vegas for relocating due to construction setbacks, yeah, they're being moved. As you might as well, if you're changing location, you might as well change the fucking main event, because we're going to talk about Yair versus the possibility of Yair Volk 2 and the disgrace that is. And I'm not even really pissed off, because it's just, I don't know, at this point with these fights that they're making and these title shots they're giving people, like, it's just been desensitized in my brain. I'm hoping this doesn't happen, and if it happens, we got to start another petition to not let this shit happen. Anyways, let's get back to what we started with. Petition to strip John Jones of the UFC undisputed heavyweight belt. We did it, boys. We remember when this petition only had 6,000, 7,000 verified signatures. Now, I don't even think like a week later from when I last saw it, I think it was at 7,000. 133,736 verified signatures. Bro, this fucking petition has taken over the whole MMA scene right now, because everybody knows that John Jones is 1 foot out the door. No, 2 feet out the door. He's just trying to hold on to the belt for as long as he can. When the UFC is going to let him do that, because they want to use the potential of a John Jones, Tom Aspinall fight to sell to Netflix or to Hulu or which other streaming service, Peacock or something like that, dude. They want to use the possibility of this fight in negotiations to get a good deal. But we, as fans, hardcore MMA fans, casual MMA fans at this point, we know that John Jones doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall because it's too risky. John Jones knows Tom Aspinall is bigger than him, faster, younger, definitely more hunger, wants it more than John, I'm sure. And John Jones has never faced a guy like Tom Aspinall in his career. Forget it, you got guys like Dominic Reyes who coming up on the scene were fast guys, good striking, heart. And also, Dominic was John Jones' size. And look how that went. He lost. And the judges gave it to him for some reason. A lot of people thought Reyes won the fight because he did. And then we're having it again. Tom Aspinall. But Tom is bigger. Tom is faster. Tom is younger. Tom has more hunger. John Jones has never faced anything like Tom Aspinall. So it's giving him this, maybe I should retire. And then if they're not going to let me retire, my negotiations with the UFC are going to be too outrageous to where they're just going to have to let me go. But no. They're stalling along. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They keep egging them on, tell them to keep waiting, to keep waiting, to keep waiting. But the fans are fucking tired of this shit. We had no undisputed heavyweight fights this year. And it's already the month of May, and we haven't even got an announcement at all. So it's like, we have to move on from Jon Jones. And not only that, Jon Jones doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve this praise. He doesn't deserve this praise. The only way he's getting this praise is because the UFC needs somebody to call the GOAT. The GOAT fought in the UFC. He fought all the champions in the UFC. He fought Stipe Miocic, who was a killer. That fight shouldn't even happened. Tom Aspinall should have been in Stipe's place. But no. They want to keep Jones around. And I don't know what Jones has into this company that the UFC needs him so much. The UFC has other stars. They have other stars. But since Jones is so popular among the casual community and the newer generation, it's like they have to keep him around. But it's time to move on. It's time for something new. It's time for the new era in Tom Aspinall. Put him against Gon. Just fucking do it. Even though John destroyed Gon in the 2 minutes after a 3-year layoff, just make the fight. Just make the fight, because we can't stall this any longer. Strip Jon Jones. Give it to Aspinall. Have him fight Gon. Let's say in London later this year. Also, we got the fans' reactions to this. So at the top of this petition, the peak of this petition, which was mainly kind of like last night, on this post here, this post has so many Strip Jon Jones comments. And not only that, this is a shitty fucking fight. They always do this with Derek Lewis. They always get him for like mid-year fight night in some town in the Midwest or the South. They just have him fight some bum. You know, it happened with Nascimento, I think last year, and now it's Teixeira. And Teixeira has a good chance of whooping his ass. You know, Derek Lewis, of course, like if he sees a way out and he's not going his way, he's gonna fucking give up. But other than that, look at these comments. Strip Duck Jones. I didn't even read the first John. Strip Jon Jones, Strip Jon Jones, Strip Jon Jones. Strip Jon Jones book Volk and Evlev. That is the sentiment right now. And then another post, let's go to a different post. Fight week post, Macy Barber. Make John fight or strip him. Strip Macy Barber. Nice. Strip Jon Jones, 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 Strip Jon Jones. You get the sentiment. The fans are tired of this shit, so we're gonna flood. We are gonna flood the UFC's comments every chance we get to tell them you need to strip Jon Jones. Let's see. This is the most recent post. This is 2 hours ago. Taporia Army, blah 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 blah. Strip Jon Jones. Top comment. We need to keep doing this until they actually listen to us and do what we're telling them. Because the fans, we know what we want, and we want the heavyweight division to move on. And to get rid of Sus Jones. That's why I have this post saved and ready to go for you guys. Tony Has Died, the one who made the petition. This dude's been on fucking fire because we got memes like this going on. Skyrim. We got Jon Jones of Thailand being tossed around by his brothers. And then I'm pretty sure this guy right here is in the back, right here. Well, no, I think this is the guy back here. I think he's the one that Jon Jones was grabbing his hair like this on the back of a fucking moped in Thailand. What's that about? And this is perfectly summed up right here. But we got we got memes like this going, and yeah, dude, we're fucking tired of Gay Jones, bro. We're tired of this dude acting like he's the toughest man in the world, then going to Thailand and getting buck fucked by all these Russian dudes. We're tired of it. This guy is not our fucking GOAT. He is not our GOAT. JDM's our GOAT. All right, no, moving on. Jan versus Marcus McGee. This fight is retarded, but I don't know what's going on with Umar. Yeah, what this comment says right here. We need a Umar versus Jan. This is exactly the fight that needed to happen in Abu Dhabi. But I don't know what's going on with Umar, if he's injured or blah, 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 blah. It's not perfect fight conditions for me. No. Why is this happening? I know Jan, he probably just wants to be active. He wants to get in there and he wants to stay fresh. So after this fight, he can keep this momentum going. After his last fight with Davis Figueiredo was an absolute fucking banger. He just schooled him. But Jan versus Marcus McGee. Marcus McGee, a prospect. 36 years old, my brother. Jan's only 32, 33 years old. This prospect is older than the number 2 bantamweight in the world. Jan with a goated resume. Arguably, I think, beat O'Malley in a 3-rounder. And this is basically the same situation that he was in against O'Malley. He should be fighting someone like Cejudo. Cheeto. Even though Cheeto has a fight. Should be fighting Cejudo. This is the Cejudo type of fight. You know, you don't feed Jan or you don't feed prospects to Jan like this. Even though Jan is always probably going to say yes to the challenge and he wants to stay fresh. Still, this is not the fight to make. But, and how I think it's going to go, Jan's going to school him. Per usual. You know, Jan is always shown us that he is many steps ahead as many of these prospects that come up at him. Except O'Malley, of course. You know, it was a great fight. But Jan, he won on, in my opinion, he won on damage and he won on control time. But Jan and McGee, I think Jan's going to school him. What else do you want me to say? Marcus McGee has not shown anything other than having decent power that he is ready for something like this. I mean, Jan is arguably the best striker in the UFC. I mean, this guy with his great Soviet boxing, with his great, even though he doesn't throw him a lot, his body kicks, he mixes them in so well with his striking. And not only that, he's so fluid on the feet when he enters that flow state in the later rounds. And dude, Jan's going to school him. We're going to see murder on TV. Jan's going to put the pace on him in the later rounds. I don't know if this is a 3-rounder or a 5-rounder, but dude, Jan's going to put the pace on him. And if it's a 3-rounder, I still think Jan's going to school him. Jan's been looking really good. And ever since losing to Marab and having that little downward spiral, losing to Aljo and then losing to O'Malley and then losing to Marab, I think he's on a resurgence right now and he's going to be fighting for the title soon. And he's just going to walk through Marcus McGee. Marcus McGee is going to get sent back down to the fucking apex and then he's going to, I don't know, beat I don't even know who else is in the race to put him against other than Cejudo. But Marcus McGee, Petr Yan, shit fight, but Jan's going to look good, and that's all I fucking care about. What we not got next going on? The UFC is splitting from ESPN, and ESPN is deleting some UFC content from the app, like Dana White Contender Series episodes. And it's just, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really care about it. It's like ESPN, I could really care less because last thing I'd want to do is just get butt fucked by ads every Saturday during an Apex event, pay-per-view event. $85 for a pay-per-view. especially with the shitty events they've been putting out lately, dude. It is not fucking worth $85 anymore. It's just not worth it. You know, people out here like, I just got off work, dog. I'm on the blue collar grind. Electrician apprentice. I can't afford fucking spending almost $100 every fucking week like this, especially people who actually have bills to pay. We cannot afford this type of shit every other week. We cannot, bro. So it's like, I'm glad that UFC is moving on. I'm glad they want to move on from ESPN. I'm glad they want to go to Netflix or Hulu or something like that. But dude, they got to move on from this, because ESPN, they just run ads on the Apex events, and then I don't know, their fucking ESPN MMA channels are pretty shit. They get no views. No one's entertaining. They try putting DC and RC together, good guy, bad guy, but the fans are just kind of like, oh, whatever. You know, we don't really care about ESPN's content creation. We don't care about what kind of ads they put up. We don't care about any of that, dude. We just want to have affordable pay-per-views and good subscription services for Apex. But ESPN, we need to fucking move on. Like with John Jones as well. Other than this, UFC Guadalajara, UFC 320, UFC Noche. Who gives a fuck? They don't got Mexican champions. I don't know where this fucking picture came from, but they don't got Mexican champions. There's no Mexican champions. The only people I can think of that are good enough to main event a Guadalajara are Grasso, which is on the downfall. She just lost to Natalia Silva. She's not main event nothing. Brandon Moreno beat Steve Erceg, but he's still behind. We got Manel Cap's a bigger draw. Pantoja's a bigger draw. I don't know. He's just not in line to get a title shot either. And then they want to main event this card with Yair Rodriguez and Volk 2. So why are you giving the main event to a guy who's 1-2 in his last 3 and is barely fighting? Fucking time. This guy lost to Volk, I think back in 2023. Took a year off, got fucking eagle annihilated by Brian Ortega after Brian Ortega was about to basically almost fucking broke his ankle in the first in the fucking introductions, jumping around, twisted his ankle and almost got finished in the first round, but he came back and beat Yair. Yair's grappling is fucking shit. And he got mollywopped by Brian Ortega in the grappling, just got manhandled by this soy boy build, Brian Ortega. And this is supposed to be exciting to us hardcore MMA fans. Volk used the grappling. You know, credit to Yair, he's unpredictable and he got a pretty good head kicks and body kicks on Volk, but Volk ultimately read him like a book, tying him with a great fucking right hand. Because anytime Volk went in for the inside leg kick, Yair would want to counter one a body kick in a straight, I believe. So as soon as Volk threw the inside leg kick and Yair wanted to throw his body kick right after, Volk timed it. Boom! Right hand. Wobbles Yair. Pushes him against the fence. Like body shots, uppercut, double leg. Was fucking sick. Slammed him on the ground. Ground and pound. Beat the shit out of him. Round 3, TKO. That was the top tier Volk. This is after the Makhachev fight. And this gave Volk so much hype. I don't know why I'm talking about Volk like this, but yeah, dude. Yair Volk 2. It needs to. We need to kill this idea of a fucking fight. So, fights, events getting moved to Las Vegas. I don't know what's with the Noche thing. I don't know why Dana White wants this Mexican market so much. They have no good fighters right now. They have top contenders, but they don't have no champions or no one deserving of a championship at all. And they want to give this to Yair after beating a 37-year-old Patricio Pitt debuting in the UFC after being a Bellator champ and on its downward trajectory of his career at an age in the lower weight classes where he's supposed to deteriorate. And he beat him by decision. Got no hype from that fight, from his performance. The only thing we got from that was the press conference with Yair and Diego Lopez fucking yapping at each other in Spanish. Culon? Oh. You know what I'm talking about, dude. And that's the fight to make. This could be, I mean, the beef between these two, and I'm pretty sure they both been passing around Alexa Grasso like fucking tres leches. They've been passing her around. She was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then now she's with Diego, and Diego's training in Mexico and getting there. And I'm pretty sure they're not between. I'm pretty sure that being the case between these two, it's already kind of awkward enough. And they already kind of have some sort of animosity. Plus, with the whole thing about some guy was going hard on a girl in his gym and he got fucking beat up or whatever. And that sparking that whole beef on the press conference stage between Yair and Diego at 314. It's kind of like, this is definitely the fight to make for UFC 320 Guadalajara. UFC Noche. Whatever the fuck, dude. So, definitely the fight to make. And who wins? Diego. 100%. Yair, for being as unpredictable as he is, he's a fucking wet noodle. In my opinion. Other than that, dude, that's the fight to make. Yair, Diego, UFC 320, main event. Why are we doing this Noche thing? I don't get it. I don't know why you want this Mexican audience so much. I mean, why do you gotta pander to a whole fucking group of people and specialize their own event? Why? What is this? What is with the whole Mexican pride and whatever not? Remember when they gave Yair Rodriguez that shitty fucking weird ass belt? After he beat Josh Emmett? Bot Emmett? Fucking Skyrim Elf Emmett? They fucking gave him a weird ass Mexican themed belt. And man, people were supposed to be like, Mexican champion. I'm like, this dude isn't the champion of fucking anything. He beat Josh Emmett. And that's not really aging. I mean, aging that well. Because after that, yeah, Josh Emmett got fucking pieced up by Toro. And then slept Bryce Mitchell. And then now he just lost another decision to Lerone Murphy. It's not a well-aged win. And then they wanted to give him this, and they gave him this crazy belt. And then he's going to fight Volk. And it was this huge thing. Mexican this, Mexican that. I'm like, why are we pandering? Why are we pandering to this Mexican crowd? Us regular UFC fans, hardcore MMA fans, don't fucking care about that shit. And I don't know why Dana wants this Mexican crowd so much. I mean, yeah, they got boxing, they got Canelo, but dude, fucking Yair Rodriguez and Brandon Moreno are nowhere at that Canelo level when it comes to fame at all. So why do you want? And they try to fucking what's that fucking ugly ass weird ass guy who was yapping the Sphere stage. Fucking, they call him Ugly Boy Rodriguez. They tried promoting him so much, but bro's getting pieced up by Ode Osborne, dog. Like, what the fuck, man? There's no great fighters coming out of Mexico right now. The only exciting Mexican fighter right now that I like to watch is Raul Rosas Jr. Mainly because of the memes. Mainly because of the memes. Not because he's like such a cool fighter to watch and whatever, you know, and he's young. That's mainly his main thing. He's a young fighter. He's fucking hideously ugly, but he's really funny at the same time. Yeah, dude. The whole Mexican part of the UFC, the Mexican scene in the UFC is not going good. And the whole pandering thing does not make me root for them anymore at all. Makes me kind of root against them. Anyways, Fight Night coming in this Saturday. I'm gonna try to make a late predictions tomorrow. I'll get you guys a predictions video on this card, and just a short brief rundown of what I'm excited for on this card. Macy Barber, Aaron Blanchfield. I'm just excited. I can't wait to see Aaron Blanchfield on her back having Macy Barber in full guard. I don't know, man. That's what I'm looking forward to on this card. Other than that, seriously, Gamrot, Ludovic Klein, it's going to be a fucking banger of a fight. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Mateus will smudge Ludovic Klein to a decision. Ludovic Klein, he had some fucking sick knockouts in his UFC career. I remember, I don't know who the fuck he was fighting. Is a white dude. I think his name was like Wellington or Cullington or something like that. But yeah, that's a brief rundown of this fight card coming up this Saturday. But I'll get you guys a UFC fight night predictions video on that. And then other than that, man, on the grind, dude. I'll see you boys later. Thank you for watching. Later, bro.